Now let's call this meeting to order at 7:02 p.m. We'll start with salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Sunshine law notice. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, public meetings may be held in person or by means of communication equipment to include streaming services and other online meeting platforms. This meeting is being held in person and through the Zoom meeting platform being broadcast from Borough Hall, 748 River Road, Barrington, New Jersey. Public participation for this regular council meeting of September 23rd, 2024 is available by calling phone number or through web conference Zoom. Members of the public will be on mute until it's time for questions or comments, which will be announced. At that time, the public has the opportunity to question or comment by phone or through Zoom by the raise hand button and will be called on at the appropriate time. Notice of this meeting was included in the schedule of meetings, which was adopted by resolution number 2024-13, sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times on January 4th, 2024. Posted on the Borough website. The bulletin board of the municipal building has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. With adequate notice having been given, the Borough Clerk is directed to include the statement in the minutes of this meeting. Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Council members Paul. Here. Maselli. Here. Hoey. Here. Fudge. Here. Barbara.
Present.
Walton.
Here.
Administrator York. Attorney Silva. CFO Brendan. T. McGovern. And DJ Gregory.
Thank you. And moving right along, we have a Parks and Recreation update from the esteemed DJ Breckenridge.
Right.
How are you?
What's everyone doing tonight?
Very wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, so Chris just wanted me to swing by, talk about the book chat that we're gonna do at our page, and then just run down a couple of quick items. That's it, that was quick. So TJ Kazeki was he lived in town for years, raised his daughters here. Your children might have attended Grand Division soccer camps for years. He was the head coach at a couple different colleges, Appalachian State, LIU, now he's up at Borough College. And he had written a book in 2024 that kind of intertwines lessons of sports and coaching and connection and leadership and all those things. So we're gonna do a book chat with him at the high school. I talked to the athletic director over there and kind of intertwine it with some of the athletic programs there. And then folks can ask him either about the book or anything from questions that a 5-year-old parent might have, or parent of a 5-year-old might have, on how they can be a better parent coach. Or supporter of their kid, to anything up to someone who's looking to get recruited and someone who's, been in that realm for 20, 30 years. So I found it was kind of like a little niche thing. We haven't done it before, which is why Chris just wanted me to kind of bring it to the attention here. And we're looking forward to it. The first time we're doing it, I've been watching some commentators and learn how to do it. So I'll be on stage asking questions and all that stuff. So doing my research, we just kind of wanted to bring that up. And I've given the council members just a little bit more information about it. Once we get the official approval from high school, which will happen at the next board event meeting, which I think is this week, then we'll do the registration and send it out, and it'll be open to all Barrington Austin residents. So, if there are any questions about that, just, let me know. And I'll run down a few quick items that we have going on for rec. I know we had talked at the last council meeting about the MacArthur Park basketball court revival. So we're able to take those funds from the bike playground that we're not doing anymore, and we're gonna fix up the MacArthur Park basketball court. So we're just, Nancy, waiting on the funds and transfer. Oh, nice. So there we go. Funds came today, which is great. So we'll be able to get the vendor on site. Next thing is just ordering the hoops, and then we're gonna be doing the crack repair, repainting the courts and all that stuff. So
what if you don't use the whole 35? Can it go to another revival somewhere else?
So we actually are at it's like 35,995. So it's
you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So it includes new hoops which are adjustable, but only the school can be able to adjust them. You don't want to have adjustable hoops in the park or if you're not there dunking on them. So we can adjust them for our camps and stuff like that, but you don't want to leave them down and then you have the older kids coming and so you get things breaking and stuff like that.
Cool.
So the school is gonna be very excited for that. I know Principal Schwartz was excited. So now that we've got those funds officially ready to go, we'll be able to get the PO going and have the vendor come in and get the work done.
It's great.
Yeah, so a nice little fix up. Yeah, so this past summer, we had our 20+ camps out there. We had our record crew camp, we had our marine science, everything from sapology, tennis, pickleball clinics, soccer, all that good stuff. We had some more camps out there in the fall, sapology, soccer, t-ball, multi-sports, all that stuff that you'll see going on in the fields. And as far as recent and upcoming events, we had a town camp out a couple weeks ago. But thank you to the scouts. They did a bonfire for us there that we do for the s'mores. We had a movie night there as well. So that went well. We had a few more attendees than last year, which is always good. Rutgers Coaching Clinic was last Thursday. We do that with Rumson, and that's for all first-time coaches. So it gives them the baseline of protection from the state, if anything should happen. So we have all our first-time coaches do that. It's a one and done. And we do that with Rutgers. And then just a couple of things that we assist with, more from an administrative and organization perspective. We don't actually run them, but we help out with them. We had the color run, which went well on Sunday. That was the first time that was brought back since 2019. It was the Educational Foundation, and now it's a PTA. So that went well, and then we have Oktoberfest coming up on Saturday. So we have our last run through tomorrow. Chris will be there with Chief. We'll have the last run through of any last minute items for that, but looking good to go. I'm sure we'll see a lot of these faces there on Saturday night. And then Halloween, we got the egg hunt and the parade on the 20th, followed by the house Halloween decoration contest. And same thing, that'll be a virtual contest where we put it out to all the houses in town, whoever wants to enter, can, and then we'll have an online poll going for that. So families can go around all the houses, check them out, and then we'll get prizes for the top 3 houses in town. And then Veterans Day, November 11th, we are still looking for a guest speaker. So if anyone knows a veteran in town who hasn't spoken, we always like to try to get someone in town. Normally we can find someone, if we can, bang on some doors a couple towns over, but if anyone knows anyone, any veterans in town who would like to speak, definitely send them my way. That's all I've got. If there's any questions on those, I'm here.
Thank you, DJ.
Thanks, DJ.
Thank you. Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.
All right, next up, public comment on agenda items only. This is only for agenda items. Please observe a 3-minute time limit. Please stand and identify yourself by clearly stating your name and address for the record.
Bill Perkins, Hampshire Fair. Just one quick question on the award of bicentennial ball. What was our budget for that project?
It's right here, it's close to the award number.
The budget was the grant amount.
Yeah, so the grant amount that we received from the community block development grant was $174,074.
Okay, but then we're putting out a contract for $189,000.
182.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that was the low bidder on the project.
okay, so those numbers all dated together, is that what our budget is?
180 minus 170.
Oh, okay,
So 174.5
we're
covered.
combining them and that's the,
No,
The one in 223, I'm sorry, the one in 223 is the cost, that was a little better. We
okay,
got 174,000 change from the grant. We had an extra 1,200 in a grant for Vital from a few years ago. We're adding that in, and then the rest is gonna come from.
I just wanted to see what our match is. Thank you very much.
Yep.
No.
Anyone else? Agenda items only?
Carolyn Ferguson, 7.0 Court. Can you just tell us a little about the tax exemption for 349 River Road?
Okay, sorry. So it is there is a veteran who lives in town who's 100% disabled, and they get a tax exemption for being 100% disabled as a US veteran.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And it's new because they just bought in town.
Okay.
Anyone else? Agenda items only? Allison? Hey, Ruth.
Hi, I want to follow up on that one. That's 100%. That's 100% tax exempt?
Correct, yes. The veteran is 100% disabled. They are considered fully disabled. They receive 100% tax deduction.
Wow.
This isn't from us.
It's due to their
It's a
service
state-
to their country, and it is reimbursed to us.
And I'd like to thank whoever that gentleman or
It's Courtney.
what a woman is. Whoever that is, thank them for their service.
Yeah.
Okay, my second,
Can they speak to each other?
that's a highly, that house is highly rateable, however, it's not a small house.
Well, we
Wow.
can't force our veterans to stay in smaller houses, so the rule is the
Well-
rule, it's the state rule, there's nothing we can do, Ruth, and we are.
Okay, second question on your small ticket items for the various organizations in town. You should put in a minimum or a maximum figure. Small ticket doesn't explain anything.
Well, so would you like to take that?
Sure.
Let's go, man, it's on fire. Come on.
Okay, so small ticket item, Ruth, tends to be anything under, generally $50,000. Most of them are less than that. It's the smaller items that we fund through the budget. So these are budgeted funds that are specific to capital items. And they're items that we don't run through the regular operating budget, the capital budget, that different departments may need to maintain their services.
Amazing, amazing. It used to be petty cash. 50,000 is not petty cash. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Ruth. Anyone else, Allison?
No, sir.
Okay, moving along, old business, hearing and adoption of ordinances, start.
Approval minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you.
Got it.
Approval of minutes, September 9th, 2024 regular meeting, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Councilmembers Paul.
Yes.
DiMaselli.
Yes.
Hoey.
Yes.
Barbara.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Hearing and adoption of ordinance number 2024-13, amend chapter 7, sections 11, no stopping or standing certain streets during certain times, 14, parking prohibited at all times, 20, stop intersection, 21, multi-way stop. Do I have a motion to open?
Motion to open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
Does anyone here have any comments on this?
Just clarification, this is not adding that many, right? There is a slight addition in here. I see Bill, he's chuckling because we went through this last time. But it's good to note that we're not adding 21 multi-way stops in town. So, no,
Section 20 of the ordinance.
check.
Okay, anyone else? No, is there anyone in the public comment on this? Allison?
No.
Do I have a motion to close?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Councilmembers Paul.
Yes.
DiMaselli.
Yes.
Hoey.
Yes.
Koch.
Yes.
Barbara.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Next up, ordinance number 2024-14, supplement chapter 7 with section 43, e-bike and e-scooter regulations. Do I have a motion to open?
Motion open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone have anything they'd like to bring up on this?
Well done to everyone on this.
Yeah, I would like to say something, Mayor.
Sure.
I am definitely going to vote in support of it, but I would really like down the road to include education for some of our younger riders that really are not aware of some of the traffic safety laws that you should be adhering to. And I don't think that this ordinance gives enough credence to that. So, moving forward, I'd like to see education as part of the ordinance.
I don't know about part of the ordinance, but I think definitely something that I support, and I don't know if the chief maybe can incorporate it with the schools, which is probably the easiest way to do
In
it.
addition, we're gonna do the school, presentation, the kids are definitely incorporate that more into it. And we do the whiteboarding, we're trying to pay for that, the same thing. So we are doing more education, I don't think really with the ordinance, but
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just
Barbara?
add my thoughts to this because I've spent some time contemplating that age gap and kids are gonna be in the street. We know this is very good and we're gonna get this done. But if we could be like, have it on our radar and continue to support the chief and make sure you have what you need as you begin this education process, because everybody's gonna be learning all of this at the same time, parents and kids, so.
And
To
we're-
support with the
we're gonna
process
send
getting,
something
I
out
just wanna
the,
make sure you have what you need.
I'm sure the school will be happy to send something out, we can put it on our website once we have it all on.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone in the public, have any public comment on this? Allison?
No.
Do I have a motion to close? Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Anyone opposed? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion to approve.
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Members Paul,
yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Bowie. Yes. Hodge,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Facilities update, Councilman LaBarbera, DPW concrete, DPW trees and landscaping and Blytheton Hall.
Yes, sir. So gonna provide some context and background. When the design of the DPW was contemplated, the side closest to Hendrickson, right, where all the trees are, there was a known stormwater management issue there. Water was pooling, et cetera. As part of the design, there was enhanced stormwater infrastructure so that all the runoff from the roof went into retention systems. It also took into account certain runoff from the property itself. It also included, there's a catch basin there, and Rich might correct me or Nick might correct me, but there's a place that collects the water as well on that side that was being improved as well as part of it. There was a weird, I'm gonna use that word, or a funky condition. If you've ever been to that side of the DPW, there used to be 2 garage bay doors on that side, and it was like a lip. So they literally created like an asphalt curb because of the water. And everybody always kind of scratched their head as to why. They went through, they did their testing, they didn't see anything else weird to further investigate. Fast forward about 4 or 6 weeks ago, don't quote me on the exact timeline, they go to install the water retention system on either side. And what they uncover on the Hendrickson side is 3 layers of asphalt and 12 inches of concrete. So apparently back in the day, they used to have heavy machinery, and that is apparently what you needed to install to handle it from buckling and caving in and all that. So what that means, in order to fix, mitigate, improve the stormwater management issue, all of that needs to be removed, and it was unforeseen. So wanted to make sure that everybody here had the background of what happened last year, and then the series of events leading to the change order that is in the packet tonight. Can I say anything?
Sounds like you got all of it. I think they have to remove it in order to install the stormwater.
Yeah, they got it, exactly.
system underneath there.
They got it,
Without taking it out, we're not gonna get the stormwater
Release.
mitigation plan that we need. Yeah,
so
it's expensive.
it
It
is.
is.
You gotta, I've never seen block like this. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's expensive, unforeseen. Yep. Okay. What's up? The contingency that we have in place for the facilities.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, financially, yeah, it's still covered. Number 4, Nance, right? We're still covered on the change order for the DPW.
Yes.
Yeah,
As far as change orders goes, this project's really pretty tight, actually.
yeah,
Coming in on time and. Yeah.
within budget.
Yeah. within budget.
For the most part, with the exception of this and the sheeting, because that was another person. DPW trees and landscaping, okay, context and background. So last year, when evaluating the DPW project, there was a tremendous amount of time spent on the landscape buffer around the entire building, because the greatest issue with this is that you have an industrial site in a residential area. So there was a tremendous amount of conversation with the governing body, open houses, et cetera, to figure out how to mitigate that as best we can, knowing that we weren't going to relocate the DPW building. What did that mean? That meant shrinking the site, right? We're moving the fence 40 feet in further away from 3rd Street, 6 feet further away from Allen Street, right? To give as much opportunity to enhance that landscape buffer. Part of our process that the governing body set was working with the certified tree expert and the landscape architect. Great. You're gonna make all these improvements. Well, what makes the most sense from those 2 perspectives, right? What do we do for the natives? What comes out? What goes in? When does it go in, et cetera? And so out of that process, which included the public, we put together the landscape plan that ultimately the governing body last year approved. Fast forward, Tracy and I think we've walked the site 7 or 8 times now since. Just because we're taking the trees and the landscaping that seriously and we want the oversight there. And when Sherry, our certified tree expert, came back out, what she noticed the second time around, that there were 9, don't quote me on the exact number, but 9, maybe 10 trees that had their collar ties stayed on. And what happens is a collar tie is meant to help a tree grow and root and do all that, but it's supposed to be taken off after a certain amount of time. These 9 weren't. And what it does is it strangles the tree, and as it grows, what ends up happening is the tree snaps because of the wind, because it's compromised at that part of its trunk. So they do the second walkthrough and they take these trees out. It was an unforeseen. The other unforeseen that came out of this, and background again last year, on the Allen side, there's a berm. And the fence combined with the berm gives the perception that there's an 8-foot fence around. And the guidance that we had last year was you really don't want to go that much higher, because then you get kind of a prison-y type feel, a confined area type feel, and it's not conducive. It actually counters the whole idea of trying to make an industrial area more residentially friendly. So that same concept, there's a berm on 3rd Street, if everybody recalls, right? That berm's being rebuilt, and we thought there was a berm on the Maple Avenue side. Well, when everything came out, it wasn't a berm. Okay, background, boom, boom, boom. So on that, then what we did was, Tracy, myself, Betsy, we met with the residents. We just met with them today. That are directly impacted by now this change. We've also had meetings with a licensed landscape architect and Colliers. And so what we are seeking tonight, because landscaping, and the goal has always been to plant in the fall, i.e. November, because it's going to give all the landscaping the greatest chance of success to mature and grow. What we're looking for tonight is the intent and the approval behind the intent of how we want to proceed. So what does that look like? So 1, we want to work with both the landscape architect and Sherry, just like we did last year, to add additional plantings into the DPW landscaping design, because now there is an entire area behind the building now that is completely open. Last year, right, we did the 6+2, 6 feet of fence, 2 feet of berm, boom, you get a great look. Now that there isn't a berm, we do want to add somewhat of a berm, but don't put the fence on top of it. And we want to have an 8-foot fence behind on Maple Avenue and the 3rd Street side. Because the fence, the 8-foot fence, which partially came down after Sandy, if you go to the DPW site, you actually see where it is. And if we take a 6-foot fence, the residents will be able to see directly into the cabs of the trucks. So given we're looking for the fall, November, right? We're on track for the building and the site to be done in December, right? The intention we're looking for is on 2 of the 4 sides, do an 8-foot fence, same type. I forget the name of it. Board on board, thank you. Enhance the berm. And I don't know if legally we're allowed to take clean fill that the borough has and use it, or we're trying to figure that out. But fix the berm and then enhance the plantings, especially in the one area that was gone. If it's sub 5,000, which we all highly doubt it would be, this governing body has authorized the mayor to approve those change orders. Anything over that would come back here for approval from a change order. But we want the approval of the intention going forward, given the timeline that we get.
Exactly. Yeah, my support. Getting the landscaping right is,
Huge,
we
yeah.
know this
Yeah.
governing body feels is a priority. So.
And the residents are very much invested in it.
Yeah, they were all out there tonight. It was great. It was a great night.
Thank you for talking to them.
Yeah, Chris hand delivered a letter
Yes,
Friday
thank you.
night to every resident on Maple Avenue.
Thank
So that's the type of white love, right? That we,
Yeah, I mean, we got a great turnout today too, and the residents seem invested in it, and the fact that they were able to share their voice, I think went a long way.
It goes a long way. Thank you.
awesome.
Questions in the whole?
Yes, sir. So, I think we gave the background, and Bill, thanks for asking the question on the CDBG grant, right? So that's moving forward. The maintenance plan report was sent out an email, so we'll probably set some time on facilities to talk through with that. And we're waiting for a new project manager to help support the punch list item. There was an unfortunate event with the project manager that Scott Ferguson was working with, out of respect, not gonna raise it here. So that's it on Big Fall. Mayor, I did have costs that I just got on the antenna, if you mind. You asked Mayor, if there was anything from the county we could get for the antenna. Chief did his due diligence, he can go into it. Short answer, no. The costs to run the infrastructure to support the tower where it is 80 grand. We originally thought the new infrastructure was 200, but Chief worked with our radio specialist and got it down to 170. And so what we're talking about here is an additional 90, which comes out of contingency. The antenna is going to go away in 2, 3, 4 years. And what we're talking about is avoiding doing all the work, $80,000 in work, and investing in the whole 170, so it's a net of 90. The antenna goes away, all that's gone, and we now have what is going to be the county mandated radio system. Chief, anything to?
Yeah, it's, the county wants everybody to go to this trunking system, which they've had for, we'll say, 10, 15 years. Anyone that is dispatched by county now must be on the trunk system. We kind of got away with it because we were on there before they had the trunk system, but anybody who has to. So right now, they're still supporting the way, right now, where we're hooked up, it goes to repeater to Fort Monmouth, from microwave from Fort Monmouth to the county. If that goes down, they're not gonna maintain it anymore, we're the only ones left. So either way, we're gonna have to do this probably in the next 5 years, maybe more, maybe 5 years. So there's an opportunity that we save the money not to rewire the antenna that we have now to new building. And we just purchase it now, and we're done with it, which we're about to do in a few years anyway, but we're not wasting that $80,000 to hook this antenna system down. This would allow the antenna to come down. And you know, this is probably a 25, 30-year timeline that these will be.
And the demo of it won't go up in costs, right? We think.
Yeah, but my understanding when Paul was there, we were talking about it. We're hoping that the antenna, the tower itself might be worth something made. But when Paul was there, we said, well, we might have to take it down if we can't get somebody to take it for us for free, or you can buy it. He said, oh, I'll just take it down when the building's being taken down. He didn't think much of it. I'll just take it out. He didn't say it.
So that was happening.
Well, it's not happening. We wanted to get
We got to do that.
blessing
I'm
here.
sorry, I thought you said something about the antenna coming down in a couple of years.
No, that if we, when he said that, what he means is even if we don't do it now.
Yeah,
it-
it's going to have to happen.
We're gonna have to improve
Okay.
that radio system, and then you'll have a tower that you don't need.
Okay.
Instead of spending.
I thought you were
I think
saying,
you're asking for a big expense here, and it wasn't on the agenda, so why don't we digest it, send out the information to the council, and we'll vote on it.
Copy that. Okay, yeah, we'll summarize it and we'll send it out.
Thank you.
No worries. Oh, yeah, all set.
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
So we're good on concrete, good on trees and landscaping. Thank you.
Okay, 2024-16 dog license code amendment, I have a motion to approve.
it's 15.
Sorry, 2024-15, 2024-15.
Are we,
Dog license code amendment,
we're introducing, right?
this is an introduction. Yes. I have a motion to approve.
Sure, motion.
Second.
Wait, we have one question. real quick.
What was the third thing that was listed on there that was now taken off? It was, I just was wondering. Yeah, that's a question I have too.
So now that we're in the discussion, please.
That was. You know about 2024-15?
Well, you know what, let me just confirm, I think we're talking about,
And then.
Dog license code amendments.
and it's the section that's stricken out on
It's in the redefined.
domesticated.
That's something that's flagged by AOC, right?
Yes, so this was flagged by the administrative office of the courts, saying that one part of the ordinance didn't comply with state law. So
Oh,
we
okay.
made the amendment. and-
All right, thank you.
Was it that line, any crossbreeds?
Yeah.
I mean, that was,
Yes.
that just made me.
Thank
laugh.
you.
Does that happen? A wolf and a dog?
Hey,
There are.
Andrew, you mentioned what was it?
Administrative office of the courts, which is the AOC, which is it's Trenton, which oversees the entire judicial branch.
And they like review all ordinances like ad hoc.
Our court has the Senate ordinances. And they also have to report certain cases that go before the jury. And complain went up with the.
And this happens in multiple jurisdictions.
No, it's a learning experience for me. It's the first time it's happened, or at least that
Yeah.
you've explained it this way. So thanks. I appreciate that. Good catch.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Councilmembers Paul,
Yes.
Pinistelli,
Yes.
Halley, Hatch,
Yes.
Barbara Rara.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Consent agenda 2024-223 through 233. Does anyone want to separate anything before? Does anyone have any comments?
I have a question, just about, I mean, that's a huge difference between J and M and G Meyer. Just flagging, I mean, obviously we're one of the lowest, but
What is that?
the difference in bid amounts,
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, that's like,
So one of the things was the lender actually went out to the site, reviewed the work that needed to be done. So we had a much better idea where the other bidder, much higher bidder, did not.
got it. Okay, well, that's good, good to know. I
It was
just,
probably part of it.
yeah, okay.
We have a motion.
So we're confident
Sorry.
that
Sorry.
it's a good work. Okay.
So
It was certified by the county too, we had to send all that to
Yes.
I just don't want hydro.
Well, I think the question she's asking, right, if I may,
Yeah,
have we used J and M before?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall. However, it did, the other item that did not, that caused us to not raise a red flag was the fact that it came in right around the engineer's estimate.
okay. Okay. that makes me-
And did they submit references with the bid opening?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
If you
Yes.
follow this request,
And Drew, one other thing too, we had to submit this out to community block development out in Monmouth County. They had to approve the vendor as well.
Check, check. I just,
Okay.
what I heard though, right, was hydro rigging,
Yeah.
right? And so the first two things you asked is, have we worked with them before? And if we have, has there ever been a negative instances of working with them? And if there was, that could be grounds of dismissing, right?
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, part of the bid package is that there's references of what kind of work they've done, and normally that's that we validate as well. So it's just,
Well, and also the county, that helps.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better.
Councilman Cole, had a motion. Does anyone have a second?
Second.
Allison, may I please have a roll call?
Councilmembers Paul,
yes.
Pinistelli,
Yes.
Halley,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Barbara Rara.
yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Department reports, August 2024. Do I have a motion to accept the reports as submitted with a thank you?
Motion with the thank you.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Go to the borough. Please stand and identify yourself by clearly stating your name and address for the record. Please observe a time limit of 3 minutes. Is there anyone in the public that would go to the borough? Allison?
No one has
Oh.
their.
Hold on. Carolyn's here. Carolyn?
I'm Alan Ferguson, 7 Colonial Court. I recall at the beginning of the year that you guys eliminated the reports from the committees. And I think we did 1 month of, we provided a summary. And I think there was gonna be some new plan for how the public would learn what committees are doing. I was wondering if you had an update on that, or?
I don't really have an update, but you guys can submit reports any week. It goes in our council packets. You know, we get an idea of what's going on, and then if there's information that doesn't need to be sent out through other means of communication on our Borough Buzz, stuff like that, we can certainly bring it up in a meeting if it's you know, relevant, is what I would say.
It is
You wanna give me an
part of the
example?
agenda, right, to report on what committees we're doing. And that was the way that the public learned.
Sure.
I support it. I mean, you know that I've raised this. I
Yeah.
support bringing it back. Because I think it would be also a way for the council to be on the same page.
We took it out for a reason. The reason it was, definitely lengthening meetings. We were spending a lot of time on, what I would call dressing up things, that we could be more efficient with our time as a council. But if you have some ideas, I'd be welcome to listen to them.
Yeah, I understand that problem. I
Sure.
think we were told that we'd start writing like a monthly summary and that would be distributed.
Sure,
To the
anytime you write that out, we'll be happy to put that in the packet. There's,
Okay.
no one has really done it. You know?
Well, it's part of a system, right? Somebody would say, hey, committees, we want your updates every month by this date, you know.
Are you talking about the Natural Area Advisory Committee's annual report?
No, just committee reports in general.
Yes,
What's
okay,
going
I
on
see
in
what
the
you're asking.
environmental commission, the shade tree commission.
Mm-hmm.
I did write a few of them at the beginning of the year, but I was new in my term, and so I'm not sure if I sent them to the right place. But I do remember writing them with you.
Yeah, I was asked to provide an update, which I did, but I understood that they were gonna be published somehow.
I don't know where this. We can work with Debbie Ann on centralizing that. That's a good idea. Outreach and communications. Yeah.
In general, I think that.
It seems like a lot of good work goes on and it would be helpful for people to know that. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Anyone else? Go to the borough, Allison?
Mrs. Blazer has.
Hey, Ruth.
Good evening. Two things. Can I have an update on the streetlights?
Well, Rich isn't here,
I can give you an update on the streetlights. I have spoken with both Rich and Nick. They have been ordered by the vendor. However, there is a significant lead time on them. But we are waiting for them to come in. Hopefully, we hope to have them by October, but again, there's been significant lead time and delays and, you know.
This has been going on for, this has been going on for over a year. My second comment on that is the one that is across the street from me apparently is on some kind of a timer because it's never on Saturday nights. Very dark out there. My
Only
other
Saturday.
thing is, could the DPW take 2 hours out of their precious schedule to cut the tree branches that are in Schwenker's Pond? They have leaned over. All they have to do is cut them at the trunk and haul them up on the bank and cut them up. It adds to the mess that's in Schwenker's Pond, and they've been hanging into the pond for time immemorial. I think we could cut them back and it would look a lot nicer. Okay, give Rich a call, tell him to get out his tree saw. Thank you.
I don't know what you mean by their precious time, but
I
but
find that offensive,
the
given
point-
the reduction
yeah.
in force that we got.
Yeah.
but the point on Schwenkers is heard and.
Yeah, and I will follow up with Nick Porchinski, who's the director of DPW.
Allison, anyone else?
Nobody else.
Okay, we're gonna move to executive session. No formal action will be taken? No. No formal action will be taken. Time is 7:40 PM. Do I have a motion? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
So we're gonna get help with it.
Anyone, you just yell at guys. Up there. Gotta make sure. Everybody-
Do I have a motion to close the meeting at 8:01 PM?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
Good night, Barry.
I'm with you.
Right. So how's that plan?
Yeah.